Hi, this is Mitchell, and in this video I'm going to talk about how I used Cherry Audio's Harmonia to make a really super cool pulsing pad sound that I used on the track Memory on my brand new record, Memory Banks, which looks like this. And you should definitely check it out. It's on Spotify and Apple Music and Bandcamp, where you could buy it for me, which would be even better. But either way, check it out. The record sounds like a cross between like Electric Light Orchestra and Kraftwerk and a bunch of synthesizer music. Incidentally, I used almost exclusively analog synthesizers, like the Modular Beast behind me and the Matriarch right behind me, and the Prophet 10 that you can't see here, and Polymoog and so forth. But I did use Cherry Audio Harmonia a lot because it's really, really good at digital, PPG, wave station-y kind of sounds, and it's also really good at things where you need to sync it to the master clock of the song, and I really, really love it. I am biased because I had a lot to do with designing it when I worked there, and I still use it all the time. So anyway, getting back to this sound we're going to talk about, this sound was used in the verses of my song Memory, which sounds like this. So there are actually a couple of Harmonia sounds going on in there, but it's the main pulsing pad you hear, and I am going to describe how to make it right now. Start out by setting Oscillator 1 to the ambient pluck low waveform, which is actually the default wave when you initialize a patch. I did retune the harmonics a little bit, primarily because when you get to that 7th harmonic, that gives you a major 7th, which sounded funny in my sweep. So you can see I altered the default tuning to 6, 8, and 10 on the top ones. Normally the harmonics would be tuned to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And for the top harmonic, you can see there's no number displayed because I shut it off by turning the knob all the way down. I did this because it sounded best to just sweep across the first 7 harmonics. So in this patch, there are basically 3 things going on, and most of the action is in Oscillator 1. Basically in Oscillator 1, you've got the sweep across the harmonics, and you've got that 16th note pulse. And I'm playing 3-note triads, by the way. So let's break this down. I'm going to shut off the pulsing, and now we'll just have the sweep across. And I'm going to mute Oscillator 2. Basically what we're doing is modulating the center control here. If I put that on 0, so instead of doing that manually, I have an LFO over here. The LFO2 is actually set to one-shot mode. We can get to it by clicking the tab up here. That's LFO2. And you can see it's a ramp wave, and it's really not functioning as an LFO at all. It's functioning as a simple envelope generator. And you can see I've got this on one shot, so it doesn't continuously cycle like an LFO normally would. And I've got it on retrigger so that every time I hit a note, it starts the cycle again. You will also notice, if you look really close, there's this dotted line right here, and that's this bias control right here. And I've got it turned all the way up. If I've got it over here, we'd only get half of the waveform, and it would behave funny as an envelope. So crank that up. The little dotted line goes all the way to the bottom. And this control over here is the depth. So depending on how high we have that turned up, it controls how far it goes. And I don't want it to make it to 8 because it'll shut off, because 8 is shut off. So now we want to add that pulsing. The pulsing also comes from an LFO. That's coming from LFO 1. Sorry, I did them backwards. And we're using a logarithmic saw, which I just find works the best for this kind of thing. And this is in regular LFO mode. We're not in one shot, but you can see I hit the sync button over here. And also we have this in mono, so we don't have a bunch of them playing with every key we press. And this gets routed via the mod matrix. So make sure that we click on number 1. You can see 1 is red right now. That means we're not looking at it. The orange one is the one you're looking at currently. And then the red means that you're using it, but you're not looking at it. So click on 1. There's LFO 1. And you can see that our destination here is oscillator level 1. So what that's doing is it's going to this level right here. So I'm going to turn that back down a little bit. And when I turn it up, this guy's getting pulsed. So now we have that slow sweep across the harmonics combined with the 16th note pulsing from LFO1. That's oscillator 1, and that's most of the sound right there. Now, if we go to oscillator 2, it's just this extra little string distress thing. And you can see I'm sweeping across 2 harmonics here as well. It's just going up an octave because I have 1 and 2. And you can see I have the depth of that set so it only goes up to that second harmonic. If I turn it up more, it's going to go higher into all the other harmonics. I'll unmute oscillator 1. And that's the entire sound right there. One other thing I do want to point out, if you're listening on headphones, you'll notice this for sure, is that both of these are in stereo, and you can see the little stereo lights on here. And what that means is that these samples are actually stereo samples. So there are no effects on the sound at all. You can see all the effects are disabled. And the actual recording of the song, I think I have a teeny bit of reverb on it, but it's pretty much just coming out of the box like this. I don't think I even did any EQ. So that's it. That is the memory verse pulsing pad sound from Harmonia.
Now nothing's how it